Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. So happy that you're here. On behalf of Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's a Weigel's and weather update. Let's start with Weigel's. Did you know the eggnog is back? Oh yes, it is the season. It is the season to get festive and all the cozy vibes that go with it. The eggnog is back. Check it out. It's back in stores for just a limited time. You'll want to check it out. It's so creamy and rich. And oh yes, it's very festive too. You could be a big hit when you deliver a pint or even a half gallon to the household when you bring that back. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. And oh yes, it is a Tennessee favorite. It is a Tennessee holiday staple. The eggnog, it's back. And oh yes, if you can get your hands on it, they also have the Winter Wonderland, which is minty and delicious. It's a big hit. I mean, the eggnog is a staple and a favorite, but you got to try the Winter Wonderland milk. If you're around Weigel's, you're filling up your tank. Check it out. I think you'll be most impressed. By the way, let's talk about weather. Oh yes, we have fog, but the fog advisory, that dense fog advisory they issued last night, was allowed to expire. That doesn't mean we don't have fog. It may not reach the threshold or the benchmark to keep that dense fog advisory in place. We've got 2 miles visibility in Knoxville. It's down to about a mile there in central sections of Morgan County. So we have some areas where fog may be an issue. And yes, it's been raining. That's the other aspect. Let's go ahead and talk about the rain situation. The radar has brought a couple more showers into the mix. This is what you're looking at, mostly scattered around the area. Got some in Knox County. Not so much the plateau. Looks dry in Crossville. Looks dry right now in Harriman, but there have been a few showers that come and go. In fact, we can kind of just rewind the tape a little bit. You can see the dense fog advisory did expire. They pulled the plug on that, and they did that gradually in the wee hours of the morning, usually around the 3:30 time frame when the shift changes for the Weather Service. But a couple of showers are going to greet you, and yes, we're going to warm things up. We're going to warm things up in a big way. I'm kind of curious to know what you are seeing. This, by the way, is just a loop of the radar. Let me see if any comments have come in. Check in with you. I see a note from Karen Robbins. She's on here. She says, good morning, David. It's a toasty 56 and very dark up here in Fairfield Glade. Time to enjoy some coffee, perhaps even Weigel's coffee and weather too. Glad to have Karen here. She's also one of my premium members, as is Steve Stone. He's got the smiley face. May not get full sunshine today, but it's going to be warm, Steve. Very excited about that. Some of you might be if we're near record warmth. And I got a note from Danny, who's excited about that big football game on the 21st. Good morning, David. Hope you sure have a great day. And go Vols. Happy to have him here as well. We'll be keeping an eye on some of the comments. Got a new one here from Brandy, too. She wants to say good morning to everybody. Love seeing the smiling faces. You guys have figured it out. The bigger the picture, the easier it is to see your face. So glad to see you here on this Tuesday morning, the 10th of December. So that's the radar. We're going to talk about snowflakes, too, in the next 24 hours. I think by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, some of you are going to say, it's snowing. It's snowing. Did you know? Was that in the forecast? Yes, it's in the forecast. We're going to talk about all that, so don't go anywhere. I got all this going to be covered here in the next few minutes. I hope to be done at the top of the hour. It's 52 right now. Are you saying it's going to be near record warmth and then we're going to get some snow? Yes. And I always am reminded of that. Whenever we talk about the blizzard of 93, people say, you know, it was like 70 before we got the blizzard. That's how the pendulum swings sometimes. I'm not saying it's a blizzard, mind you, maybe some nuisance flakes, but the extreme of going from one to the other is no different than going from low tide in the morning to high tide in the afternoon. And essentially, 24-hour period, you're going to see a spike. So 52, current temperature in Knoxville. Kind of curious to know what you have. Look at Crossville. Well, that's interesting. They're not usually warmer than we are, but they're 58. Well, that is curious. Maybe it's an anomaly. Maybe it's just like a flash in the pan. No, because those southwest winds, those red arrows, are moving into Crossville, so it's pumping up the temperatures, maybe artificially so. We got a gust of 16 miles an hour in Crossville. Imagine Fairfield Glade, but it's a little gustier in the Smokies. That's to be expected. Winds aren't moving much here in the valley because we've had some fog, but that's all going to lift. And all this warmth, by the way, I should say Tupelo hit 70 yesterday. And if you draw a little, I mean, do you remember when you were a kid with some crayons, or as some people say up north, crayons? Basically, the 63 in Tupelo, if they were 70, you just draw the arrows. They're going to draw you all the way up to Knoxville. So I think we've got a shot at hitting 71 today, and it's not going to happen at 5. It's going to happen around 1. So around midday today, if you're having lunch and you go, did it get warm? It's just going to pop into the upper 60s, low 70s. That's what I expect, that's what I anticipate, and that's what I'm sticking to. Now, I know I'm the only one in town who's been calling that since last night. I don't know anybody who thought we'd get to 70 plus today, but I do. I think that's certainly on the table. Notice the showers. They're not going to characterize the whole day. 80% chance you get wet today. Maybe you've already had the rain. We're going to look at that rainfall amounts here in just a moment. But let me get to the today forecast. Because if I say 71 and you're in Oneida, that's not what I expect for Oneida. Oneida, I expect 65. I only expect 65 for Crossville. Oh, man. But it could reach 75 in Newport. Oh, that's crazy. I know, it's crazy. So pick out your favorite town. It's a crazy kind of day with highs occurring around midday. If someone asks you, it's going to drop. Tomorrow's highs will come around midnight, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. midnight, high temperatures for tomorrow. That'll be in the mid-50s. You can't go from 71 to the upper 30s just like that. There's going to be a transition, and I think we're going to start cooling after 1 p.m. right? If we hit 71 at 1 o'clock this afternoon, it might be in the mid 60s by 5 o'clock because the showers will be increasing again. There will be a break, and we're already beginning to see that break in the activity at this time. We got other notes here. I want to say good morning. Boy, do I have a lot to tell you. We picked up 0.80 inches of rain yesterday. Then all of a sudden it started kicking in again at 3 in the morning. We picked up another 0.47, almost a half inch occurred from 3 o'clock in the morning to present this hour through 6 a.m. So we're now up to a grand total of 1.29 for the month. That's some progress. That's making some headway. 73, the record high. I mentioned that one, 1971. Record low was 8 from 1917, quite some time ago. But the normal high is 52. And the normal low is 34. Why be normal? Why be normal on this particular day here in December? But 71 I expect in Morristown. If you're just joining me, it's about 70 in Athens with the wind that'll be popping up, generally popping up about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Near record heat today, 73. That was 53 years ago. Yes, I'm not expecting 71, but we'll be close. I mean, if we're close, would you want to know about that? If you're forecasting only around 66 or 67, you wouldn't know that we had near record heat today. That's what I expect. And that's for context, for perspective, that was when Richard Nixon was president. That's the last time we were in the low 70s on the 10th of December. Does that help? I hope it puts that concept. It's been a while. It's been some time. And if we hit 71, I have it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Just to be clear, it's a Knoxville expectation of 71. Some might be cooler, like Oneida. Some might be warmer, like Newport. But most of that will occur around midday with some hazy sun thrown in for good measure. Hope that makes some good sense. I want to check in with your comments. If you have any questions, we're going to get to the snow aspect here in just a moment. I got another note from Fred. He says, good morning, David. 53 in Maryville, and he's grabbing his Weigel's coffee. So good to see you, Fred. Prayers to you, as I know you're been under the weather these last couple weeks, but I'm sure you're in full swing now, and prayers continue. Karen says it did rain. She said a bit, because my rear deck is wet back there. So again, yeah, it's rained in spots, but maybe not as persistent as some might thought this morning. But temperatures will be cooling back in the low 60s. See how it starts going down after 2 o'clock? So we'll be in the mid-50s, even around midnight tonight, 1 a.m. on Wednesday, and that'll be Wednesday's high temperatures. You need a scorecard. That's what's nice about the app, is you get hour-by-hour data for not only 1 day, but 2 days into the future. Sunrise and sunset time today, 7:35. Goes to bed at 5:22. And if you're planning, at least, for the bus stop, kids might be headed to school with some wet roads and a few passing showers. But again, high temperature around 1 o'clock. Pickup, we're actually going back down. So by 2 to 3:30, we're in the mid to upper 60s in Knoxville, and there will be an increase of showers and some thunderstorms popping back up into the picture. By the way, headlines, showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder today. Near record warmth today. I think we've covered that extensively. But drops to flakes, now you got my interest, Aldridge. You've piqued my interest. Tell me about the snowflakes. Come on, don't hold anything back. I won't hold anything back. I'll be as clear as I can. Clear as mud. No. I'll be very clear. I'll show you that here in just a moment. Let's get back to the radar. If you're just joining me, we have to get from this to that. So let's do the natural progression. A couple of showers now moving north of Jamestown into southeast Kentucky. We got rain around Newfound Gap, and it's moving across scattered form back toward Memphis and Jackson. But that southwest wind, even though it's not that strong now, will pick up 5 to 15, gusting 30 to 35 today. Still some snowflakes where there is some snow across parts of the upper plain states and across New England. And it's also very interesting to note, Houston. I'm looking at you, Houston. Just north of Houston. Do I see, my eyes deceive me? Oh, it's a freeze watch. You mean Texas is worried about the cold too? Yep. Florida's been under the cold for some time. Why not add Texas to the mix? they can get cold too. Welcome to the party, pal, as Bruce Willis said in Die Hard. By the way, December, we're up to 1.29. 1.29, we averaged 5 inches of rain and melted snow in the month of December. It is the second soggiest month of the year based on normals, and the normals are featured there in green. So, okay, rainfall first. Let's show you what we can expect before the end of the day. Some of you have picked up quite a bit of rain, about ½ inch at the airport. And by the end of the day, you might be closing in on that value if you haven't reached it already. By about 9 o'clock tonight, maybe a few more showers, and you can see there's a little green swath right through the heart of the valley, extending from basically Loudoun County all the way up toward Hawkins County, where you might pick up a quarter, 3/4 to an inch of rain by the time we hit tomorrow morning. So the rain will be beneficial. The question is, what happens once we get to midday, if not late morning tomorrow? I think the change will be occurring because temperatures will be falling. Let me show you what this looks like. No more delay. Here's some snow potential. And again, there's going to be a difference between what falls and what sticks, right? This might be what may try to stick on that cold car rooftop, but when you're in the low 70s today, you're in the 60s this evening, and the 50s at midnight, you're not going to have a lot of time. It's like they're not in phase, like the two kids on the playground on the swing set. You got one swinger going like this, and then this swing set, they're not in phase. But if they come together, you get the cold air and you get the moisture, you might actually get something like this, where you say, did you forecast this? Because by 10 o'clock, it may not happen at 7, may not happen at 7 a.m. tomorrow, but there's a good chance some of you will be dealing with snowflakes by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So be prepared. Say, oh, you didn't say this was possible. Yeah, it's on the table. And the better chance of snow actually sticking would be the Smokies, because they could get over an inch, but they're used to that type of thing. That's just what one might see this time of year. I got a note from Wanda Poe. She's a team snow advocate. She says it's foggy. She's not on Team Fog, but it's foggy here in Newport. Be careful, she said. Come on, big snow. She's hoping for something big. Ed says, good morning, have a great day, but no flakes. He's no fan of the snowflake. He would prefer it be raindrops if it's anything at all. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, my premium members are probably the most informed, as I try to do my best to inform them. By the way, there's something going on with the 3rd of December. Don't know why, but we had a fast start. That 3rd of December was also blue square. We had a fast start of colder than average temperatures, so why not throw in a good record high, or at least near record high, right? Today should be easily an orange square, which would mean above average. And there it is, 36. It's like it's trying to catch up with the data, but there is a blue square. 36 was a cold day last Tuesday. Today is going to be a big contrast. We'll make a run towards 71 degrees. It is 52 here. If you need some advertisement that cold air is coming, look no further than Omaha. They're at 22. We should be down to about 27 as we hit, say, Thursday morning. That'll be the bottom of the barrel. Probably the coldest morning this week should be comparable to Friday morning when it's 28. But there is some of that cold air you see in Bismarck that's going to be advertised and working in this direction in the next couple of days. Meanwhile, precipitation chances 80% today, 40% chance tomorrow. We go from drops to some snowflakes. I don't have any rain. In fact, a lot of sunshine. It's just a cold Thursday at 44 for a high temperature. And I don't want to rain out your Saturday, because that's not what I see. I see this coming in toward evening, between, say, 4 and 8 o'clock. 4 and 8 o'clock in the afternoon, evening for Saturday, where we get potentially some rain. That may be what comes to pass, all things considered. By the way, if you haven't picked up the eggnog, it's back. Weigel's Eggnog is back in stores, and it's there for just a limited time. It is so rich and creamy. It's so festive. It is what the holidays are all about. In some cases, it's a tradition. It's Weigel's Premium Eggnog. Make sure you pick up a bottle today, maybe a couple of pints. Share it with your family and friends. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store at 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. It is a favorite. Tennessee's favorite eggnog is back. It's a holiday staple. You can pick up multiple different sizes, a couple of bottles, and it goes by pretty quickly during the holidays. And don't forget the brand new, for a limited time, the Winter Wonderland. It is a treat, and it is minty and delicious. I love it. It's a big fan favorite in the Aldrich household as well. As we get back to the precipitation chances, I mentioned Saturday late, coming in some rain. We'll get some rain on the front end of Sunday before it dries out Sunday afternoon. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has their work cut out for them. They've had a couple of areas they've added in the last couple of days. Some areas are down toward Destin, could have some severe weather today. That would include Mobile, Pensacola, Tallahassee, and New Orleans for possible severe weather. We're talking about some damaging wind that might be isolated, but some large hail might be found down there as well. We have the potential for thunder. That's why we are shaded in the light green. That's what that would suggest. Everybody's fair game for a rumble of thunder. Then on Wednesday, a lot of this energy pushes along the East Coast, and I'm talking about like the Outer Banks, Virginia Beach, the entire state of Delaware, most of New Jersey, it looks like, and into New York, all the way up to Boston, where they might have the similar situation Wednesday for severe weather that might be isolated. But clearly tomorrow, we're getting so much colder. Daytime highs tomorrow should be about 44, 45. So if you're dressing for tomorrow, just dress for the 40s, because 56 is what I have. I got to be accurate, right? If I said it's going to be 44 for a Wednesday, and the high was technically at 1 a.m. at 56, then it's a big disparity. So anyway, just to give you the intel, we'll be probably 56 around 1 o'clock in the morning, down to about 39 by 8, and we'll bounce back up to about 44, 45. It's kind of like a slow bounce for the day tomorrow in terms of temperature, but I'll show you that coming up in the 7 days. Severe weather risk for Thursday is absent everywhere in the state and around the country, so Thursday looks pretty quiet. It's a sunny day here, so clearly no need for concern on Thursday. Meanwhile, here's the front, and that puts us on the warm side of the ledger. It keeps us nice and toasty, as we'll see a spike, I think, heading into about midday. That's when we'll reach our high temperature. But then after midday, as our temperatures begin to fall, the front's kind of draped over us like so at 5 o'clock. More rain comes back into play, and eventually some of this will change over to some snow. There it is. Oh, it's not that much. No, it's not. You mean that's it? That's it. But again, think about it. It's only the 10th of December. We got a lot of winter left, my friend. And even though this may not please all the snow fans out there, at least it's something. Somebody will have something to post on social media tomorrow, I suspect, and someone will be caught off guard. I didn't know this was going to happen. Well, it might happen. And then you can see by about midday tomorrow, it's already moving out. So it didn't last that long. Some of us had flakes. That's why I said drops to flakes. And there's still some wraparound moisture back toward Louisville that might kind of swing back into parts of Kentucky. But 5 o'clock, it's just cold on Wednesday, and then Thursday's cold all day. We start Thursday at 27. We finish about 44, but lots of sunshine as that big area of high pressure moves overhead. It is 6:57. I'm going to finish right on time. Very thankful for all of you. As I'm looking at my phone, I got Anita, Jill Lockhart, Bales is watching. Eli Hamilton's watching. I got my phone here. It's keeping me informed. Leah Bia's watching too. Love having all of you on the phone. Even if you're not leaving a comment, I'm mindful that your time is valuable. I'm going to be finished here in about 3 minutes. Showers and rumbles today, near record highs. I think gusts could be 30 to 35, but I couldn't fit it on my little square there. But anyway, record is from 1971. We'll see how warm we get, see how quickly we pop. If we don't hit 71 by 1 o'clock this afternoon, then we're not likely to hit it. But like I said, it could be awfully warm at 11 or noon. 11 or noon with a pop-up at about 71 at 1. We'll see how that plays out. Winds are going to be 5 to 15. They will pick up. Hardly any wind at this moment. 71 in Morristown, but 71 Maryville, Alcoa. Look for a high of 68 in Sevierville, 67 in Wartburg, and only 65, but that's warmer than average for Crossville, Oneida, and La Follette. Campbell County should be in the mid-60s today. Look at the highs around the state. A lot cooler in Memphis today. A lot warmer, perhaps in some areas, but Augusta, 72. We're going to be one of the warmer spots, I think, on this map as a whole. For tonight, though, we're down to 39. That's a misleading number because you know the tonight forecast, the low comes usually in the morning. So we'll be cascading from 56 at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning down to about 39. That's a big drop, but that's what we do when the front comes through. It's an upside-down day. Showers and cooler. I was very clear. Temperature will be around midnight highs, midnight to 1 a.m. highs, winds 5 to 10. As we'll have more showers even tonight. Speaking of tonight, we're down to 32 by morning in Wartburg, 36 for La Follette, and down to 29 Crossville. 10-degree spread. That's a big spread, as temperatures will tumble in a big way on Wednesday. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. 56, that's a big fall down. We'll put the arrow in there for convenience. Temperatures drop. 44 on Thursday, Friday 51. And we're back into the 50s for Saturday and Sunday, back to close to normal. Normal high is 52. So it's still above average, but the best chance of rain will come in, I think, during the evening hours after dark on Saturday and then continue on, especially in the morning hours on Sunday. Hope that helps. Coldest mornings look like they're Thursday, Friday morning of this week. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the eggnog, I hope you'll do so. It's back. It's just delicious. It's also perfect for the season, and it's around for just a limited time. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time, and make sure you're aware. Up and down we go over the next 24 hours. Take care.